All right, everyone. Hello. It is Dr. Siobhan here. I'm super excited to be doing this joint live stream. We were just chatting it up and, laughing over technology woes. But I think the system will cooperate with us so that we can bring you this live stream and talk with all of you about the GLAM Getaway. So this is what we're going to do because this information is so critically important. We are going to start sharing it. So I'm just going to share from my phone and make sure that this is streaming live into some of my groups of people that I want to make sure see it. I'm putting it on my personal timeline, and I am putting it on my group, Happily Married Woman. If you're not in that group already, you're missing out. We just wrapped up a self-care challenge, and it was really helpful. I say that for myself. I was like, most of the things I do, I need. And so this challenge that we just finished was really, really helpful. I did a little bit of exercise, and I haven't been exercising in quite a while. So there, done. So my shares are done. I'm super excited to introduce you to one of many amazing ladies that will be speaking and having an instrumental role in making the GLAM Getaway awesome success. And so I have with us Miss Shirnetta J. Harrell, and that's all I'm going to say because she can do it so much better than I, introducing herself, what she does, and then we're going to get talking about the GLAM Getaway. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, Shirnetta.
Yes. So good evening, everyone. I am Shirnetta J. Harrell. I am a wife resource and women's empowerment speaker. And so what that looks like is I equip millennial wives with the steps to peel back their layers through bona fide content and conversations with audiences.
She's got that down pat, right, y'all? Like, she has got it down pat, and I love her accent, right? So I'm in New Jersey, but I'm a Southern girl at heart. So I was super excited to have Miss Shirnetta and all her Southern charm. She's just like a Southern belle, y'all. Isn't she just like a Southern belle? She makes you want to say y'all and drink some sweet tea and do all of those amazing things. So let's talk a little bit about GLAM, Shirnetta. So I, talk about it till I am blue in the face. But I love hearing from other people who are involved with the event talk about it and speak about it in their own words. So if you were to describe sort of what you understand and know this experience to be like, how would you describe it to someone?
Yeah, so the GLAM Getaway for me, how I would, really describe it is this is the time to really get away from everything, right? So this is a time to restore and to rejuvenate. So that is how I am looking at the GLAM Getaway. You just wrapped up your self-care challenge, and we've got all these tips from you and all of these skills, but now it's really time to put some of those skills and things into action. So that is how I am looking at the GLAM Getaway.
Awesome, rejuvenate. I love that, especially now that I'm like over 40, and I know that's like a ways off for you millennials, but it's all about like, I'm like, wow, like I need to like take better care of my skin. I need to like drink more water. Yeah. And it's as you get older, or even as you get worn down from the stress and overwhelm of life, like rejuvenating yourself and refreshing yourself and, bringing back to life some of those drab aspects of yourself is really, really important. And I'm super excited that the Getaway will help the women that attend be able to do that. And I love your point about, we have like self-care stuff we know, right? Like the stuff we did in the challenge, absolutely amazing, new information for many. But for some, it's stuff that we already knew, but we just don't have structures and opportunities to put them in place. And I'm really excited through the GLAM Getaway to offer that structure and opportunity for people. So you were one of the early people that I contacted when I knew that I was going to do this event. And I remember, you know, just like floating the idea by you, and you were like, I'm in. I was like, but wait, you have to talk to your husband. You got to, you know, figure this out. You got to figure that out. But you were so in. And so tell the people that are watching why you like jumped at the chance to be a part of this GLAM Getaway.
So, you know, if anyone, you know, knows me, they know about, you know, being a woman and, you know, getting away from the everyday norm. And so I knew that this vision coming from you would be grand. And so I said, you know what, anything that Siobhan is doing, you know, I'm just going to do it. I don't even know what we're doing, but I know it's going to be grand, and, you know, it's just going to be phenomenal. So the reason why I decided to be a part of it is because, you know, I knew that, you know, you ultimately, you know, this was, you know, given to you by God. And so I knew that you were just simply being obedient to him. And I said, well, you know what? I don't know what she's doing, but I know what God is doing through her. So I'm going to be a part of that.
Awesome. I love it. And it's so true. I mean, God and I have had many a conversation about this event. And we've I personally wrestled, right? So whenever you do something grand, and I love that you use that word, and this goes for anyone in any area of your life, and certainly we'll be talking about this more at the Getaway, but it's very scary. You're going into sort of uncharted territory. Not that events are new to me, but doing something of this magnitude, of this scale, with this many moving and amazing parts was a little bit daunting, and it made even me question, like, do I have what it takes to pull this off? Like, can we really do this, God? Like, I know you can do it, but do I have what it takes to pull this off in the way that you have given it to me? And I'll never forget, you know, I was again, before I'd signed the contracts and made the commitments and all of that stuff, I was laying down to go to sleep, and my prayer was like, just show me what I'm supposed to do. And I kid you not, I dreamt about the day, and that little scene was playing in my head, and I was like, okay, God, I see it now. Thank you. Thank you for showing me what it is. And I'm so glad for all of those that are involved in making this event and making that vision come to life. I'm really excited about that. And so I have my vision, right? God has the vision that has inspired this whole thing. But I think as individual women, we come to this experience with our own mission and our own purpose as well. Like, all of us are busy doing things to empower others, whether that's right in our own families, whether that's on a larger platform. And so as you think about the work that you're doing, Shirnetta, what would you say that you hope the attendees get from this experience? What would you say that you hope they walk away with after having been there with us?
Yeah, so for me, you know, I really want women to, you know, GLAM means God's love abides in me. So, you know, I really want women and attendees to, you know, after they hear my story, after they hear your story, after they hear everybody's story, I want women to walk away on, wow, you know, that there is evidence that God's love really does abide in me. You know, I really want women to understand that, you know, through hearing personal experiences and lived experiences, and, you know, even now, you know, things that women, you know, at the GLAM Getaway will share. I really want people to know that when they walk away, when the event is over, when they're going back on the plane, when they're going back to their house, that, you know what, God really does love me. His love really does abide in me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. That's I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
This event is super exciting because it's got a little bit of everything for everybody, right? So on Friday, we have sort of like the girls' night, right? Where there's a lot of pampering and a lot of excitement and a lot of mixing and mingling and getting to know people. Saturday morning, we have this mindful morning where we're going to have some prayer, meditation, and yoga, and then we're going to get to work, get inspired, get motivated, get action planning in the GLAM session on Saturday, and then we've got a shopping trip worked in there as well. And so as you think about like you, Shirnetta, right, just like the regular beautiful lady, young woman, Shirnetta, like what is like the one thing that you were like so excited about when it comes to the planned activities for this getaway?
Yeah, so I am really excited about the morning meditation. Like I'm really excited about that. Like I'm really in my everyday life, like mornings is the time that I really connect with God. It's the time that I'm ready for work, able to reflect. So I'm just excited about meditating in the morning. I'm excited about my yoga mat. I've never done yoga, but I'm excited.
Yes. It's so
maybe
funny. Like
I will.
Maybe after you will. It's so funny. Probably almost 10 years ago now, some of my girlfriends and I, we were celebrating someone's birthday, and we went on this, we planned our own little getaway, and yoga was part of it, and none of us had done yoga at that point either. And it was one of those things, like, I personally was horrible at it, I will say, but it was like, it was fun trying, and it was fun, like, understanding, because especially nowadays, you see yoga infused into so much stuff, and you're like, well, what is it, and how do you really do it, and can I really do it? And so I'm excited about that, and I'm really excited about the group that we have coming in to do the yoga class, because literally, like, they will bring everything, right? So it's like, for people who are traveling, coming on a plane, driving their car, like, you don't need a yoga mat. Guess what? It's provided for you, and it's clean and fresh, and so don't worry.
Yes, I'm excited.
I'm really excited about that too. And so one of the questions that I get asked a lot, because I do so much work in the marriage space, as do you, is this event only for wives? And I'm like, no, this event is for every woman, married, single, divorced, everything in between. And so given what we talked about with the event, given what you know of what we're trying to achieve, why would you say, you know, that this event is for all women? Like, who do you think should come, and why?
Yeah. So I think that this event is designed for women who have a heart for God, right? So, you know, that means, you know, single women, just like you said, divorced women, you know, the busy woman, right? The career-driven woman, the stay-at-home mom, the entrepreneur woman, the single woman, you know, all of it. You know, I think that this event is really for, you know, women who desire, you know, God, and women who desire fellowship, you know, just simple fellowship with other women who are all on the same page. You know, we have different experiences, we have different backgrounds, but, you know, just in conversation, you know, I think all of us just have, you know, the same desire, and that is to, you know, to grow, right, and to be better versions of ourselves.
Yeah, I would agree with you too. And it's one of those things, you know, again, as God and I were having many conversations about this event, I was like, God, like, I want people to have an encounter with you. I was like, but I'm not a minister. Like, I am not a preacher. I have ministry through the work that I do. And so it was one of those things where I was like, you know, am I prepared to give people this experience? And that's why I'm so excited to have so many other people involved in it. And then to also be reminded that anything God gives you to do, he's already equipped you to do it. And so I don't need to recreate church. Like, this event is not about recreating the experience that you have in church, but giving you something radically different for you to connect with God in a whole new way, especially for those of you who are seeking, you know, answers to who you are. I know that we evolve so quickly, and we all reach certain junctures in our lives and critical crossroads where we're like, well, who am I? Like, what am I trying to become? What am I trying to do? What are the areas I'm trying to get together in my life? And, you know, I believe that at the foundation, all of that will be easier for you when you have a greater connection to God, when you're aligned with him, when you can understand what it is he has for you, the steps that he has already set aside for you to take. And so again, very excited to share that with you and that will be attending. And I'm just checking on my questions. What would you say, like, if you could use like 3 or 5 words, right? Just like snapshots. We used to do little quick snapshots. What would you say that attendees can expect from this GLAM getaway?
Yes. So I guess, you know, just a few words that, you know, I think that, you know, women and everyone who attends the event, you know, I think that I would use would be, you know, a word that I've already used would be grand, right? So grand. So the speaking is going to be grand. The food, the hotel, like all of that is going to be. Yes, it's gonna be grand. The second word that I would use would be transparent. I think that, you know, the speakers who are gonna be there, you know, of course you are gonna be there, and we're really gonna be transparent with one another. You know, the third word that I would use, you know, it would just be fun. You know, it's going to be fun. You know, the other activity I'm looking forward to is shopping, right? Who doesn't like to shop? So I think, you know, my third word would be fun. You know, and I think my last word that I would use, you know, it's going to be in gratitude. You know, I think that, you know, when we go to events, you know, like we're getting away or, you know, just even having girl time, you know, there's really, you come back with a different sense of gratitude. You know, your heart is different. You come back feeling grateful, you know, for your spouse, your career, and just life, period. So, yeah, those are the words I would use.
Absolutely. I love it. And I think the transparent part is really important. I mean, again, I've been really intentional about the people I've asked to be involved and to share their stories, because I've personally experienced how when someone is so transparent, that leads to transformation for all, that all of us in some way, shape, or form walk around with these masks, trying to pretend that we have it all together, trying to pretend like we've never made any mistakes, that we haven't had any major issues in our lives. And once we release that, right, we peel back those layers, to use one of your terms. It's amazing how liberated and free and just open to be yourself that you can be. And that happened. I mean, that's been happening even in my wifey socials, which is just a 2-hour, you know, experience for people. So I'm really excited to see what we will be able to accomplish in 2 days together. So it's phenomenal, right? As phenomenal and grand as we know this event will be. There are plenty of people who have heard about the GLAM Getaway, maybe watching this live stream right now, and they're like, oh, all of that sounds great, but, right? But, comma, and then, you know, there may be some excuses or some barriers or some things or concerns or worries that might prevent someone from actually taking the step, purchasing their ticket, making their plans to meet us December 8th and 9th. What might you say to someone that might have some of those excuses, and what might some of those excuses be that you think?
Yeah. So I think, you know, as a millennial, right? I think as a millennial, you know, I think, you know, we're all about our coins, right? We're all about how are we going to use these coins?
I love it.
Right. You know, and I think, you know, the beautiful thing about this event is that it's not age specific. So you have women who, you know, who might range from 21 to, you know, 60, right? So I think one of the excuses, you know, that might go for especially millennials is finances. And so, you know, my advice in that area is that, you know, whatever it is that you need, whether it's healing, whether it is fellowship, whatever it is that you need from the GLAM Getaway, it's an investment. Right? So that means that maybe you can't go to Starbucks, every morning before work. Maybe you do need to, kind of spend some of that money to be able to, purchase your registration ticket. So I think that when we begin to prioritize things, that we can really be able to, really, spend money on the things that are really going to change us and things that are really going to grow us ultimately. I think, people are like, well, what about my coins? Well, girl, I gotta check my budget. But it's like, are you really spending your money on? Is it really pouring into you like this GLAM Getaway will?
Yeah, it's so funny. I remember, and it's one of those things, it is an investment. And the thing that you have to remember about the investment is not necessarily that initial deposit, but reaping the benefits for years to come. And just today, I was thinking about a personal development workshop that I went to. It was a weekend, actually 3 days, probably at least 7 years ago, because it was before my husband and I got married. And I kid you not, almost daily, I refer to something that I experienced or learned from that workshop to like in the present. And that was thousands of dollars, like literally thousands of dollars. My jaw dropped when, I was made aware of the price. And I was like, why in the world would someone spend this much money on something like this? And I'm like, now I'm like, why in the world wouldn't someone spend this much money on something like this? And so I think that those ripple effects will always keep going, especially, and I think sometimes we need to make a substantial investment to really get all from the experience that we desire, right? So when you spend, a couple of dollars on something, it's almost like throwaway money. And so you have a throwaway experience. But when you spend a substantial amount on something, then you come expecting and being prepared to have a substantial experience, and you partake in a totally way. Like, you have to step up to the plate in a different way. And I promise you, our team has already stepped up to the plate. And so you just have to come ready to receive what we have for you. So hi, Princess. So great. I love that name. Great to see you joining us here. All right. So then, Shirnetta, what would you say, just as last comments, parting words, any words of encouragement that you might offer to someone who's like, is this for me? Should I give this a try? What might you say to them?
Yeah, so I would say to them, to really, look at yourself and see what it is that you feel like, is something. What is an area of growth for you, and how can that be manifested in the GLAM Getaway, right? So for me, I have all of these things going on, and this is just my personal experience, right? I'm a social worker, I'm a wife, I'm serving in church, I have a business, right? I'm doing all of these things. So I'm coming to the GLAM Getaway, not just to be a part of the GLAM team, right? But I'm coming as well because I need to know how to really balance, right? I need to know how to balance. I need to walk away with some skills that I can take home with me. So my advice to people who, I don't know if I should go, or, just go, right? And then when you come, don't just come by yourself. Don't come by yourself. Bring that friend who was tired, worker out, right? Tell somebody at your church that you need to come. And just different women. It's nothing more beautiful than going into a room with women you don't know and leaving with long-lasting relationships.
Mm-hmm. So true. Well, thank you. I am just so excited that you made time to participate in this discussion with me. Thank you for all of those of you who dropped in on our conversation, and for those of you who will catch it on the replay, and especially for those of you who will share this broadcast with someone else, whether that's a direct message to someone or you're sharing it on your timeline. We certainly appreciate you helping us spread the word just about this opportunity. And that's what it is. I think in life, we're always presented with opportunities. Some we say yes to, some we say no to. And, you know, you never know until you say yes. And for sure, we have got an incredible experience waiting for you at the GLAM Getaway. And I do hope that you will consider joining us. For all the details, including tickets, agendas, you can visit my website. It's berelatable.com/glam. I will drop that in the comments in this live stream so that you guys can access it easily. But thanks so much, Shirnetta. It's been great talking with you. I can't wait to see you. And it's like 4 weeks, 5 days. I have a countdown timer going right now, so I can't wait to see you again and have you at GLAM. And hopefully we'll see you there as well, those of you who are watching. All right, everyone. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.